If you like eating crisps, that's chips to my American viewers, then you're going to love this video. Welcome to Ladderman's 50p fuel depot. Please note, no relationship to the Bachmann fuel depot, even though the writing's yellow letters with a red background just like mine. What you're going to need for this little 50p video: weathering powders, a little bit of emulsion paint grey, glue, tools, paintbrushes, an empty crisp tube, Pringles, small one, some yellow wire or any wire, scrap card again, metal ruler and some Metcalf bricks, but only a little tiny amount of them. Simple. Now I don't want any full-on experts moaning about this video. It's aimed at beginners, it's aimed at people who are just starting out like me. Get yourself a Pringles tube and eat the Pringles from inside. Handy hint: get a flavour that you like rather than a flavour that you don't like. Pick up the tube and just paint it like a madman, just like I'm doing here. Do it on your wife's brand new white dining table. Last time I did this, I used Alfred's car spray primer and it got a real smooth thing. I'm trying this out just rough as can be with emulsion paint because I've run out of primer, and it's perfectly fine for what I were doing. So that's all painted, leave that to the side to dry, get a bit of scrap card and then start trimming a nice base, whatever size you want. I think mine is 100mm by 140mm. That's 10 centimetres by 14 centimetres, and if you want it in inches, get yourself on Google. So to keep it square, I'm just using the map below, making sure it's all lined up and just trimming that. This is just literally a piece of scrap cardboard that we're recycling. So I'm going to say cost so far, that's going to be 5p worth of paint. I used next to none and it was £3 for that full pot. So we're at 5p. We're not going to count the cost of the Pringles because you've already eaten the Pringles and they were delicious, and I'm hoping you watched one of my videos whilst eating that tube of Pringles. So once you've cut the base, you need to cut some sidewalls for it using the same scrap card. I wanted 20mm walls, which is going to be about 4.5 feet if I can remember rightly. So we're trimming them now and that'll be beautiful. Now I'm using one of the other walls just to mark up for the next one to save getting that wrong. Cut them and we're done for that part. Step-by-step guides, you see. You've got to love these step-by-step guides. This is just to calm you down. After episode 12, you guys need calming down, because what's going to happen if not? Your hearts are going to be working. They're all excitedly too fast. You're going to wear yourselves out. So this is nice and calm. So there we go. There's the base, and there is 4 walls. Boom. Boom, thumbs up. To save this getting too long and boring, they get glued together. I use super glue with some activator that I get from Tool Station. It's cheap as chips that way. You get a boatload of glue, boatload of activator, and it lasts forever. It's about £6 versus about £3 for about 1mm of super glue from anywhere else. You get a right pot full. So then I get onto the Metcalf walls, trim them to shape so that they basically go around the other walls, and then that adds just a little bit of thickness to it, makes them a bit more realistic. Just like when we were at school, do a little bit of scoring, not cutting all the way through and bending it. Later on, I'll colour that white bit afterwards. So yeah, that'll be beautiful. And look at that, they're stuck on already, looking beautiful. 10 sheets of Metcalf's about £6. I've used about 1/4 of a sheet. Maximum 20p, maximum. So we're up to 25p. I paint that base without even, that's just cleaning the brush on the base, so that don't cost any more. This is where the scrap Metcalf stuff from my old Metcalf kits comes in handy. I cut 4 little slivers of that about 5 or 6mm wide, and then I score them all the way down about every 5mm, so they're like little blocks. Here we go, scoring time. And then I'll just cut the video short because who needs to see me score 4 things, so just score them in like that. Stick them on walls and it's starting to look quite nice now. That's that. This paint's still wet inside, I'm just cracking on like a madman. Now luckily I've been eating many Pringles, so I had a second potluck. Otherwise, if you only got one pot, do this bit first. Get yourself your little bit of wire. Yellow's good because that's what colour another competitor's fuel depot wire on top is. So use that just as a bit of a guide to where you want to mark it. Mark it with a knife and then trim it. just like that. That's about 2p worth of wire. Little bit of super glue, little bit of activator, stick it together like that, then cut 5 or 6 little noggins. Stick them on, hold them in pliers. I tried doing this on camera, make a right mess of it. It's the only one I did on camera, it's the only one I messed up. So you basically stick it on there, squirt with activator, job's done. I hide that because basically that turns into chaos. But it will fully the camera in the way's fault. Now I'll do a little bit of weathering on it, stick it into the base, and it's about done. Just on a quick side note for safety, if you've got a life-threatening crisp allergy, this is not going to be for you. This is going to cause you serious injury. So don't do this method if you've got a serious crisp allergy. And there it is, look. Depot owner's there. Ladder man's on top, look, making sure that that banister's safe. And there's a couple of photographs. It looks well. Also, it's not going to be any good if you've got a major fear of cylinders, because it's obviously a cylinder shape. Little bit of mesh on top that's spare from that fence I did. And I don't know why I did it, because I've no idea what they look like on top. I've never been on one, but I thought that looked alright. I might paint it up a bit more grotty, put some weeds around it, put a bit of gravel in it. I'm not going to leave it there. Don't even know if I'll keep it. But look at that. It's got me a cheeky little video on a Sunday afternoon. My alternative was watching SpongeBob SquarePants, which Libby's got on TV, and I've already watched about 12 episodes. And I've had enough. If you liked it and it helped you out, give us a thumbs up. If you think it were absolute utter garbage, then obviously don't do that. There's always the subscribe button if you're not subscribed anyway, so I'd appreciate that. And Mr. Backman, if you're watching, there's no copyright intended. I was just playing on that colour thing and calling it Ladderman. It weren't even Ladderman's idea, it was mine. Cheers.